Asmongold makes a video on Canada. Before we begin, I just want to say from now on I will have a segment at the very end of each Asmongold debunking video that will explain why I am doing this series and to answer all the common questions I get from Asmongold viewers. Thank you.
Trudeau has been replaced by another weak leftist, Mark Carney, as Prime Minister of Canada. These people never learn.
In first place, the next Prime Minister of Canada, Mark Carney, with 131,607.
This guy just goes on forever. He's just stepping down, and this guy is serving until the next election. That's what I would assume, right?
Yeah, technically Asmongold is right. The 2025 Canadian federal election will elect members of the House of Commons to the 45th Canadian Parliament. The Canada Elections Act requires that the election be held no later than October 20th, 2025, but it may be called earlier. You're probably wondering, Foodshops, why are you bringing up this point if you agree with Asmongold here? Well, it's going to be relevant later on. Trust me.
Yeah, sorry, guys. We'll try to invade you as soon as possible, okay? It might take us a little while to, to come up with the justification, but we'll figure it out.
I will say the whole entire invading Canada meme is funny. However, it was funny before this entire thing started with Trump actually saying that he wants to invade Canada and make it the 51st state, or at least imply that it's going to happen. While it is funny right now, the entire point of me making these kinds of edgy jokes in the past is because I thought it was never going to happen. I thought that, it wasn't even going to be passed along as a serious thing that was going to happen. However, now when I look at this joke again, it's in a different context. The context is specifically if it does in fact happen later on that a land invasion might actually happen from the United States and people actually start to die because of this. I find it, I don't know, I'm not one for policing dark jokes, but at the same time, it just kind of rubs me the wrong way. But regardless, it's not that big of a point.
I never do.
I understand. My one question is, can the Canadian oil and gas sector survive the net?
The massive carbon footprint here today. To set this up, this fake city for a week event. How did you get here?
He's not really that popular.
Did you fly?
I'm seeing that.
You walked?
Yeah.
Did you come on a private jet?
Of course not.
No, so how do you justify this? Look at all of this. For 1 week event, the carbon footprint is huge. Don't you think that's a bit hypocritical?
Oh, drop it.
No?
Drop it.
Drop it? Yeah, drop it because it's true. You're telling everybody they have to pay more money for everything, but you're doing these extravagant, lavish events all around the world. In an age where you can just go on the internet and just be connected to somebody. But no, you can't do this on Discord. You have to spend millions of dollars in order to do this.
You're gonna be seeing this a lot, but Asmongold says, oh, you're doing all of these extravagant things. Here's the thing, I'm not here to defend the temporary prime minister. What I'm here to do is hopefully point out some questions that I have that might indicate towards a problem. For example, talking about extravagant events, I feel as though as somebody who is at least generally supportive of Elon Musk and Trump, I don't know if this is the best point to make. Less than 2 months after returning to the White House, Donald Trump has reportedly played golf on 13 of the 48 days he has been back in office, and the cost of those trips to Florida has been mounting. And this is probably the most important part of all. The outlet claims, citing costs from a 2019 Government Accountability Office report, that the president's apparent insistence on spending his weekends, 6 out of the 7 so far in Florida, has now cost American taxpayers in excess of $18 million. Trump and his entourage fly on Air Force One while the military transports its motorcade vehicles using C-17 planes at a hefty cost. Yeah.
And now our Liberal friends, after they've caused all this damage, are going to pull a sneaky trick tonight. They're going to try to get elected for a 4th term. By replacing Justin Trudeau with his economic advisor, Mark Carney. Carney's advice drove up tax...
He sucks.
Carney's advice drove...
Carney sucks.
The 4th term is a little bit inaccurate. For Justin Trudeau, the 23rd and current Prime Minister of Canada, or should I say former, Trudeau has served as Prime Minister since November 5th, 2015, having won 3 general elections. However, for Mark Carney, hey, remember when we played that segment earlier? Let's replay that part again. I told you we would use it later.
This guy just goes on forever. He's just stepping down, and this guy is serving until the next election. That's what I would assume, right?
As the leader of the governing party, Carney will succeed Justin Trudeau as the next Prime Minister of Canada in the near future. He previously served as the 8th Governor of the Bank of Canada from 2008 to 2013 and the 120th Governor of the Bank of England from 2013 to 2020. For Mark Carney, this would be his first term, technically. However, for the party, it would obviously continue to be in power. This is a part of Canadian politics that people in the US are not too familiar with. Typically in the US, a president will serve 2 terms. The Republican Party can have 2 presidents in a row, totaling 4 terms, or the Democrat Party can have 2 presidents in a row, serving also for 4 terms. The thing is that regardless, because the Liberal Party is the governing party, the leader of the governing party will always be the Prime Minister of Canada. The Prime Minister of Canada is the head of Government of Canada. Under the Westminster system, the Prime Minister governs with the confidence of a majority of the elected House of Commons. As such, the Prime Minister typically sits as a member of Parliament and leads the largest party or a coalition of parties. As First Minister, the Prime Minister selects ministers who form the cabinet. So there you go.
Carney moved one of his multi-billion-dollar investments to New York to save on taxes. Is that true? Wait. As soon as Donald was elected, Carney moved one of his multi-billion-dollar investments firm from New York, to New York to save on taxes. Wait a minute. So this guy who's now there's no way this is true. Do not tell me that the guy who's now the Prime Minister of Canada moved, and it was in Canada before then, right? And he moved it from Canada to the United States. No. No. The board moved it? Oh, right. The board moved it.
It's also kind of interesting how conflict of interest is brought up, because let's talk about Elon Musk for a little bit. Elon Musk has long railed against the US government, saying a crushing number of federal investigations and the safety programs have stymied Tesla, his electric car company, and its efforts to create fleets of robo-taxis and other self-driving automobiles. Now, Musk's close relationship with President Donald Trump means many of those federal headaches could vanish within weeks or months. On the potential chopping block, crash investigations into Tesla's partially automated vehicles, a Justice Department criminal probe examining whether Musk and Tesla have overstated their cars' self-driving capabilities, and a government mandate to report crash data on vehicles using technology like Tesla's autopilot. Investigations into companies like Tesla can be shut down overnight by the new leaders of agencies. An agency order or initiative, not by laws passed by Congress or adopted through a formal regulatory process, can also be quickly dissolved by new leaders. Unlike many of the dismantling efforts that Trump and Musk have launched in recent weeks, stalling or killing such probes and programs would not be subject to legal challenges. How does this not sound like conflict of interest?
You think they never even discussed moving the company over to the United States? Like, yeah, this is a massive endeavor. It's a gigantic endeavor, and it's hilarious. Yeah, exactly. And so the problem is that it's playing on people's lack of understanding of an internal process like this. So basically, he's betting on people being too stupid to understand that something like this takes a long time. So he's just going to say it, and then, well, you know, most people will just listen because it's like, technically this is true based off of the dates. It probably takes years of planning. Well, it's not even year. Yeah. Do you really think this guy never thought, if Trump wins this, if Trump loses that? This is a guy that runs a fucking investment firm. Do you think he doesn't think about all they do is think about hypotheticals? Yeah, I don't even know what to say.
No one outside of the Trump organization has more firsthand knowledge of Donald Trump's connections to Russia than Felix Sater. In 2006, he scouted a potential deal in Moscow with the president's children, Don Jr. and Ivanka. In 2007, he stood alongside Trump at a launch party for a hotel Sater had helped get built, Trump Soho, which marketed partially to Russian buyers. And during the 2016 presidential campaign, Sater helped plan a giant Trump Tower in Moscow. Here's to fun times, he says, hoisting his martini glass in the air. I had a great weekend with you and your family, Trump tweeted afterward, tagging an elder Agalarov. You have done a fantastic job. Trump Tower Moscow is next. It should probably be stated that this is the same Trump that is trying to negotiate a peace deal between Putin's Russia and Zelensky's Ukraine. Tesla, the most valuable automaker in the world valued at over $1 trillion, did not pay any federal income tax last year. Tesla's annual financial report released this morning shows the company enjoyed $2.3 billion of U.S. income in 2024, on which it reports precisely zero current federal income tax. Over the past 3 years, the Elon Musk-led company reports $10.8 billion of U.S. income, on which its current federal tax was just $48 million. That comes to a 3-year federal tax rate of just 0.4%, more than 50 times less than the statutory corporate tax rate of 21%. Oh boy. And that's about it for this video. Honestly, my real question is Asmongold self-aware of the things that he's saying, or is it that he doesn't notice what he's actually saying is a little bit hypocritical, I think. So yeah, just some food for thought. Obligatory statement. This segment plays at the end of every Asmongold video. Asmongold is one of the largest streamers in the world. Regardless of the nature and mood of his streams, it is important that he has the best information and the truth at his side. First and foremost, I enjoy making these videos and doing the work. This statement serves to answer some very commonly asked questions, especially from Asmongold viewers.
Asmongold's streams are not serious political content. Why make these videos treating it like that?
The nature of the streams doesn't matter to me. If I see takes I disagree with, especially given his audience size, I feel justified in making these videos.
Why not make videos on somebody else like Hassan?
Hassan deserves criticism, but he is already very well criticized by many other YouTubers. Asmongold has a larger audience, but not the proportional amount of pushback.
Does the negativity not bother you? Is making these videos worth it due to the amount of negative comments you receive?
It does bother me, but the work is mysterious and important. In other words, I still enjoy making content about it regardless.
Asmongold doesn't care about you, and will never notice you again. Why even try?
Admittedly, though a massive side benefit when he does. The goal of these videos are never to get a reaction from him directly. If you want to give me fair feedback, feel free to DM me on Discord at #Foodshops, join my Discord server, or email me. Thank you.